So you just bought a new fixed mount VHF or a handheld with GPS in it. You turn it on and you get this. Radio will not transmit with any DSC calls until the MMSI number is entered. Well, what is an MMSI number? Why do I need it? And how do I get one? Not to worry, we're going to answer all those questions and more, so stay tuned. Okay, so your new radio is coming up with this message, and admittedly it can be a little frustrating. Does it mean it's not going to operate properly? You're not going to be able to use your radio the way you want to? Well, in fact you can, but you definitely want to get an MMSI number, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Now, going to your owner's manual probably isn't going to be much help. Usually they just tell you to go to your local radio authority to obtain one. It really doesn't help much, but just stay tuned and we're going to talk about how to get one and how to get one at no charge. So what is an MMSI? What does that stand for? Well, it's a unique code that you program into your radio called a Maritime Mobile Service Identity, or MMSI. Basically, it's a unique identifier code that's programmed into your radio that allows people to identify who you are and who your vessel is. Now, any fixed mount radio made after 1999, or even handhelds that have GPS built in, are going to have this little red button on them. That button is a digital distress calling button, a DSC, emergency distress button. Now, by lifting the flap and pushing the button, you will be transmitting an automatic Mayday signal, and that signal is going to include your MMSI number. So nearby boats monitoring DSC channels and Coast Guard or search and rescue or local authorities will, within radio range, will get that signal and know who you are, and if it's connected to a GPS or it has an internal GPS, know the position as well. For that reason alone, it's worth getting an MMSI number, but there are other reasons too. Any VHF, DSC equipped VHF with an MMSI number can also make a private hailing call to another DSC equipped vessel. Only the vessel being called will receive that initial contact, but the conversation that takes place after that will be on an open working channel, which can be monitored by anybody with a VHF radio. So you can call a buddy of yours using your MMSI number privately and get them to respond on a channel. You can actually just ping them with your position privately and they'll know where you are if you want to mark a good fishing spot or let them know your position, something like that. So it does open up and give you different kinds of possibilities. It's one of those things that until you use it and you play with it and get used to it, you really don't see much point to it, but once you start using it, it's a pretty handy feature. Definitely a good idea to refer to your manual for the DSC emergency calling and for the DSC calling your friends and the like. So definitely check out the manual. That explains in detail how to do all of that. So your radio is telling you need an MMSI number, but how do you go about getting one? Well, there are several good sites that will give you all the information you need to register and get an MMSI number and be able to do it at no charge if you're a recreational vessel. One great site and a useful resource is the Boat US site. If you go to the search where it says I want to and select obtain an MMSI number, it'll pull up all kinds of information, tell you who's required to have one, how you can go about getting it, and if you're a member, you can actually get it for free on the site. If you're a non-member, they're going to charge you $25. Even if you don't get it from this site, it's a valuable resource to learn a little bit more about MMSI. Another valuable site, if you're domestic here in the United States, is usps.org/MMSI. This site has all the information you need if you're a domestic recreational user here in the States, and you can actually apply and get your MMSI for free on this site. If you're a U.S. vessel but you are a commercial vessel or you're intending to take your vessel overseas to other waters outside the United States waters, then you are going to be required to get your MMSI number through the FCC. Now you can visit this site, the Coast Guard site, at navcen.uscg.gov/MMSI, and this site will give you all the information you need and the links to the FCC portions of their website to be able to get your MMSI number and get your VHF radio is registered correctly. Now, one thing to remember is your vessel only requires one MMSI number for all the VHFs on board. So if you have handhelds, multiple fixed mounts, they're all going to have that same MMSI number. And if you buy a boat that has a VHF on there and it has an MMSI number registered, you're going to need to get that number changed. And visiting either of the sites that I mentioned earlier will send you to the right links and give you the right information to be able to do that. You're going to have to get that number changed and register and get a new number as the new owner for that VHF so that they're not searching for the wrong person if there's an incident. So you definitely want to make sure you do that. Now, if you're a vessel outside the United States looking for an MMSI number, you're going to have to go to your country's local radio authority. In the United States, the radio authority is the FCC, so you're going to have to find the equivalent of that and contact them to get your MMSI number. Could be that there's fees involved. It's likely that there are, depending on where you are. But definitely you want to contact them and get your MMSI number. If you're here in the States, go into this site that we have here, one I mentioned earlier. You can actually click on it. You're going to need your vessel registration information. You can fill out the form, get all the information in there. You click it, and it's as simple as getting the information in. They'll issue an MMSI number, and at that point you're going to want to print a copy of it out so you have a hard copy. And then you're going to go to your VHF radio and follow the instructions, and be very careful following the instructions to enter the MMSI into your radio. You don't want to enter it incorrectly. If you do, it's a complicated process with some radios at best, and some other radios you're going to have to contact the manufacturer, either send the radio back to them or contact them and get an unlock code to be able to put the number back in. So be very sure and very careful as you program the numbers into the radio. Once you've done that, you're set, you're ready to go. You won't have that annoying message on your radio anymore, and you can enjoy all the benefits of the new DSC radio that you own. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please remember to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when some new videos are up and ready to watch. Again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back here next time.